Have you ever seen something that you can't quite explain? Within the earlier years of my life, like many others, I'm sure, me and my twin brother couldn't conceive much of the world. We were too young, you know? We would watch TV and we wouldn't know what it was that we were seeing. Technically, we wouldn't understand the concepts around the things said on the television. Heck, we couldn't even understand at times the language. It's weird, but it makes sense. We were just too young. It's the 90s, and my mom and my dad, they're both hairdressers, and they're quite renowned within our area. And as we're sat in front of the TV, me and my brother Michael, people start coming into the house and into the kitchen where they cut hair. And at that time, we don't understand who's family and who's not. We don't really understand the concept of family. To us, there's waking up, there's eating, and then there's sleeping, right? So as the years go by, we start to become quite indifferent to those who are coming in and out of our house. Something must have changed within our physiology. Maybe our brains just started to develop a little bit more. Because I started to notice this woman who didn't quite fit in. She would just stand there within the doorway leading into our living room where the TV is. And I didn't know why. I looked over to my brother, neither did he. And that's about as far as we got for a while. And so as the days went by, she would just, like clockwork, show up every single evening. My dad would laugh between haircuts, and the banter would get quite loud within the house. But she stayed still. Until one particular day, when, like clockwork, she showed up again. Only this time she wandered into the living room, right in front of where me and my brother are sitting, in front of the TV, and she looked at us. And for a moment, it's like our little brains could conceive the notion that she shouldn't have been there. Matter of fact, it was around the same time that we understood the difference between clientele and family. And in that instance, we screamed. We screamed so loud, I swear I was trying to communicate to my mum that there was an intruder, not with words, but with pitch. And as she ran into the room, she saw us watching Jim Carrey's The Mask on TV and just assumed that that's the source of our fear. So she grabbed the remote and turned off the TV. I don't know if to this day she realizes that we weren't afraid of that movie, that we were actually just reacting to someone that shouldn't have been there. But that wasn't the worst of our problems. The issue now was the fact that we could conceive notions such as hauntings. And then everything else started to make sense. The dog that I'd frequently see at night, going into my sister's room, through the door mind you, wasn't alive. Neither was the tall man that would crouch by my freaking door leading into my bedroom. We got quite terrified from there on out. And it didn't ease up for a while. I remember one time there was this much older woman. She was mad. She would stand by my bed. My back would be facing towards her, and I could just feel her presence. I would peek from time to time and just see her chest down. And while she's there, I'm so frozen in fear that I don't fall asleep. I'm awake till noon. It's not until I hear my mum making tea downstairs that I feel like the coast is clear. Then I get up and I make a beeline for that door. This would happen for weeks. Just thinking about it now is making me nervous. It's like my body can't tell the difference between the past and this present moment after so many years. But my upbringing, it was not fun. I talk about a lot of experiences on my YouTube channel, ones that are a little bit more upbeat. But for the most part, me and my brother, we could see things from the moment we were born. We just didn't know what they were up until a certain age.